Welcome to the Every.Thing.After podcast. I'm your host, Rob, and I'm joined in the studio by Chicago rockers Dave Suh and the Dirty Wings. We got Johnny Furman on bass, and the third part of this trio here, Lauren Guzik on drums, isn't with us, but I guess he's with us in spirit, right, guys?
He certainly is. Yeah, he had some family stuff to do in Michigan, so, Friday night is tough for him,
Yeah.
He's a man about town.
So I met Dave when he was on the show with Rudy and Rick of Woolworthy, another Chicago rock band that at the time was just releasing its first EP in, I want to say like 20 years, Dave? Was that right?
Well, we did do a record in 2023, so the EP was followed up shortly after that. So we did the EP this year, but yeah, I guess you could say it was the first EP in 20 years. But
Yeah.
We did a full length back in 2023.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as if that wasn't enough, at the time Dave says, "Hey, hold my beer. I'm also working on this solo project," which I guess has become Dave Suh and the Dirty Wings. And you guys have got a full album that you're ready to release on August 12th, right?
It's true. And actually, when we played back in 2023, the record release show for Woolworthy was the first show of the Dirty Wings. So it's actually, I did double duty that night. So
there it is.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. There's the CD.
Yeah.
So Rob, can I ask you, what are your thoughts on CDs? We put it out on vinyl and CD. So here's the vinyl right here.
Man, that vinyl looks sweet too. That looks great.
Thanks. I will send you one. If you're comfortable with giving me your address, I will.
I would love that, man. That'd be great. Yeah, I'm a vinyl head myself. I've had, obviously I grew up in the 90s. I have a stack of CDs. I have a crate of CDs somewhere in the attic probably, or in the bottom of a closet or something like that, but I haven't given a lot of thought to that in some time.
No, I didn't think, I'll be honest, I didn't think much of it. I've been a vinyl guy myself for the last few years, but I just recently hooked up a CD player to my system, just underneath the record player. You can't really see it. It's pretty thin. It actually was an old Blu-ray player, but I was kind of blown away at the sound.
Oh, yeah?
I had, I think it was the Darkness album, Permission to Land. I put that in there. Man, that thing, something about the CD and just the sound. I mean, I get records sound awesome because there's this warmth to them.
Yeah.
And it's an experience, right, to put it on the turntable. But there are some CDs you can't even get on vinyl. So that's the tough part for me.
The resolution of a CD is better than the resolution of vinyl anyway. You have to master vinyl so that it doesn't make the needle jump off of the turntable, so it's got less bass in it. It's usually more mid-focused, and like CD is full breadth. You don't lose anything. It's close to lossless. And after a decade or more listening to MP3s where the cymbals go shh, I still have a CD player in my car because my car is old, but I listen to CDs all the time.
Yeah, I'm the same way, Johnny. I have a CD player in my car, and by gum, it works. So
yeah,
can you believe it?
I'm gonna have to get back on that CD train, guys. You're talking me into it here.
Man, yeah. Well, so just an example. When I go to record stores and stuff, there's always I kind of have a list in my mind of, and I really wish I could get this on vinyl. And one of them is Matthew Sweet. I'm a big Matthew Sweet fan.
Oh yeah.
And every time I go, it's like there's a section for Matthew Sweet with no vinyl in there, right? So it's like either people always buy it or it's just not available. And then I'm like, well, I have the CDs right here. I'll just put the CD in, and voila, all of a sudden I've saved money too. So yeah,
there you go.
Just an example, thanks.
Yeah, man. So, guys, I've been listening to the new songs on this record all day, and I really dig the album. It's called Set to Begin. We saw the vinyl and the CD formats there. That's also the title track and the first single off the album, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, it was actually the first song I wrote for the project, too, and I didn't even realize that till I did the other podcast the other day, and I was like, huh. Because he's like, where did these songs come from? And I think I just demoed that one and felt like, this feels, I like the vibe of this, and then I just kind of kept going. So
yeah, what I like about it, man, it really is like a stripped down, back to basics kind of guitar rock. It's just it's just feel good, instrumental rock. And in an age when it feels like sometimes that's maybe not as appreciated as it once was, it's more important than ever, I think, to keep making that kind of music, to keep put that out there in the world.
The new, thank you very much. the new classic rock band is Nirvana, right? So
Right.
they were a three-piece. There was nothing more organic than that, right? So like,
Man, that makes you feel old, doesn't it?
It does, but man, I tell you, it's on the radio all the time. Like, there's Nirvana on every station all the time when I flip through the car. So, and I always like it. So,
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah. Well, you describe it, I think, on your SoundCloud page as blending the rawness of grunge with the soul of Americana, loud guitars, big hooks, and worn-in heart. And man, the imagery of that last part, especially worn-in heart, man, it really evokes and really brings it home for me. I don't know, like not worn out, like an old pair of shoes maybe, but worn in, comfortable, cozy, settled, bedded.
Yeah, I talked about this a little bit in the last interview we did, Johnny, just a couple days ago. And yeah, I think we've all been around a lot to experience a lot of things, a lot of different scenarios, a lot of different bands, a lot of disappointments. Johnny was in a band called the Lupins back in the 90s. I was in a band called Caviar, and we both had record deals. Both ended up kind of, I don't remember. The Lupins, I know you guys were on the Dumb and Dumber soundtrack. Is that what it was?
Yep.
So, yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, and then we were on the Gone in
That's
60
great.
Seconds soundtrack. So there was some success, but then there's also some failure. And so it's almost like, the idea of the worn in kind of set to begin is like, we're ready for the next adventure because we've been through a lot. It's like we've had ups and downs, and everyone has in bands, and in life.
Yeah. Now, did you guys also cross paths on the Dead On? Was it? That was another Woolworthy offshoot, right?
That was Rudy's band post Woolworthy, and it was just straight ahead rock and very enjoyable. Rudy is one of my best friends and my cool older brother, I call him. So yeah, Johnny and I were both in the band together and enjoyed playing with each other then. But then it sort of, I guess it just sort of, Rudy had mentioned that he was going to move on, and we ended up just, Johnny and I playing in this project together, and we actually played in the Cells together too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sorry, John, I feel like I'm like always answering the questions. If you want to,
No, that's, I'm the bass player. I'm the underpinning.
Yeah, but I rely on you a lot. So.
I'm your.
No, you're the guy that you're the go-to. Well, actually, Johnny is the most knowledgeable when it comes to instruments and gear. It's just ridiculous the amount of times we send different things that we see on Craigslist, different guitars, different amps, perusing things. And Johnny is one of these guys, though, that can tell you anything about any guitar. Tell me about that bass behind you, Johnny. What do you got back there? Is that a Fender P bass or?
Yeah, really.
What's that?
Which one?
You've got three.
They're all basses back there? Wow.
Well,
is that a Thunderbird back there?
We got
Two guitars.
a 1964K.
Oh yeah. Nice.
So yeah, no, he knows, not only does he know all about the guitars, he knows all about the electronics in the guitars too. So down to the pickups and the, maybe even the pots. I don't know. Right, Johnny?
Pots is a little esoteric for me.
Yeah. So sorry, I'm going down a wormhole here.
No, it's great. I love talking about gear too.
Now I'm gonna have to Google pots.
Well, I was telling you, I have this like 70s reissue Stratocaster, and I put American, what are they called? American Texas Special pickups in it. And it still sounds really thin. And I wonder if it's just because of these Japanese pots.
Could be.
Johnny,
I have a Telecaster over here that I gotta rewire because when you turn down the tone knob, it just like sounds like mud and shouldn't do that.
See, so Rob, welcome to the world of our band practices, which are between songs talking about these things. And like,
I love it, man. I love it. I'd be a fly on the wall for that anytime.
We put guitars together and stuff. I put a guitar together. Johnny actually does his own setups though. That's beyond my realm of expertise.
Yeah. Now, Johnny, are you the type to name any of your guitars or gear in any way, or?
Only one of them has a name, and that's really old.
Yeah.
I named it back in the day.
Does that one still get played at all, or is it more of a?
Sure.
Yeah.
I made a point of playing it on every album I've been on.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what track did you play that one on Set to Begin?
But What You Say, I played it on Meant to Be.
Cool.
It's the one I use for all the E flat songs.
Yes.
What's the name?
It's called Bird.
Bird. I like it. Any special significance there, or just?
It was my first
right.
real bass. I bought it from a guy in I was in a jazz band playing trombone, and the bass player he bought himself a Stingray, so he was selling it. So I bought it for $140 and a 6-pack of Grolsch.
Nice.
All right. That's
Those
great.
are the ones with those pop-off top kind of thing?
Yeah.
That's great. I love it. It's a good story. So I've talked before on this podcast about how everything after the sort of the idea of it is about a lot of different things. But one of the parts that really sticks with me is this theme of creative people finding a way to pivot, to do something else or in a different way after doing it one way for a while. It's everything that after what came before. So, I mean, obviously, you've talked about this album, Set to Begin, seems to fit that theme as well. Dave, can you tell me a little bit about that and how you feel like this is the start of something new for you and maybe what's next?
Yeah, so I had touched upon this, again, I don't want to say I've touched upon all this, but a lot of the bands I was in before, there was just a lot of stuff going on. And I really just wanted it to be a little more stripped down, like you said, just a little more organic. And luckily, in asking Johnny and asking Lauren, both guys that I know and have jammed with and stuff, so I knew what they were capable of. But the cool thing about it is I can play solos and I can do things now, and Johnny can fill in the sound because he's got all kinds of cool tricks and he does a lot of cool stuff on the bass that fills stuff up. So. I don't want to keep using the Nirvana reference, but that Chris Novoselic, he did a lot of cool stuff. People don't realize like how interesting his bass lines were and everything. So I guess to answer your question, it's exciting to be able to do this and play as a three-piece because I haven't done it in a while. It's like I've always been used to these bands with these really, really loud guitars, and usually there's two of them, and there's just this sort of wall of sound. And now I think it's we create our own wall of sound, but it's just a little different.
I mean, that's all you really need. You need a guitar, you need a vocalist, you need a bass, and you need a drum kit, right? I mean, that's all you need to make great music.
Care to interject, Johnny?
Say again?
I said, care to interject? Anything you want to say about it?
Well, technically, you could do all that with just two people as well, but...
True. Like Local H. Or the White Stripes.
I mean...
Who you kicking out of the band, Johnny?
Oh, no, I meant like, you got bands like, what's that, the band is just a bass player and a drummer, or a band is just a drummer and a guitar player. There's several of those as well.
Yeah.
The like kind.
The Like Young?
Like Young, that was it. Yes.
Yeah. That was a husband and wife, actually.
Yeah, they were awesome, too.
They were real good. I played with them at the Hideout.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dave, I think...
Yeah, they broke up, I guess.
They did, yeah. It's a sad story.
But
they were real good when they were, in their prime.
What's that band? It's just the bass player and the drummer? The English band, Royal
Blood.
Yeah, Royal Blood.
They really rip. They're really good.
Dave, I'm getting a little worried for you here. You're talking about two-piece bands with a bass player and a drummer.
I'm not worried about that.
You might. I'm getting the sense of a coup like brewing here.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Maybe that's why they call them the Dirty Wings.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's dirty.
They're coming for you.
Now, Dave writes good songs. I don't write good songs, but I do like in this band. I think I get to do a lot more than I usually do, at least in the studio. I mean, even playing live, I get to, I sing backups a lot in this band. We have a lot more harmonies than a lot of the bands I've been in before. So that's new for me.
And honestly, before we recorded the record, I didn't even know what we sounded like together, but our voices blend really nicely.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Like I was saying, every vocal you hear background-wise is Johnny. So I did not do any background vocals. So if you hear something else, it's Johnny.
It sounds good, guys. It comes together really nicely. Have you been playing a lot of live gigs?
We haven't had too many. Only a handful.
A few.
Or less. So yeah. This one's going to be big though. So the one on the 15th, it's come full circle because a lot of the guys in the bands that we're playing with, like the Bon Mots, Cisco Pike for sure, are all guys that we either played with in other bands or we all know each other really well. So Eric, who's one of the singers in the Bon Mots, also is part owner of the Montrose Saloon. So just plugging that, it's like it's all sort of incestuous. So
yeah.
So it's going to be really fun. I think if you've not ever seen a show at the Montrose Saloon, it's a pretty small place, and it's got a great vibe in there, right, Johnny? I mean, how would you describe it? A corner bar, I guess.
It's definitely a corner bar.
Yeah, but there's a stage back there, and it's perfect for this band because the idea behind this band was, I've been kind of all over the country, right? And I've been to a lot of small bars and a lot of places, and I always think to myself, and Johnny probably thinks this too when you walk in, because I know his mind, that you're like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool if a band was playing right in that corner over there? Or wouldn't it be cool if there's just a little stage right there? That could work, And that's also kind of the idea behind this band is like, I think we could set up almost anywhere,
Yeah.
We could play in the corner of some bar or hopefully some big stage somewhere.
Well, Lauren, your drummer, I noticed he's also a real estate agent. Is that right? He could probably get you a pretty sweet deal on a practice space or a venue if you're looking for one to really settle in.
Yeah, no, he is. Yeah, he's that's what he does during the day, and it affords him all his toys because he's got all kinds of cool drum kits and cool motorcycles and stuff, and he's always rolling in something cool, right? So yeah, but I wanted to talk about Lauren because the other day he brought up that he had these punk rock influences, right? Like he was talking about Minor Threat and 7 Seconds and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But the amazing thing is that Lauren actually, in a non-punk rock kind of way, he's got a great meter, We didn't know that till we went into the studio and we started tracking, because when we track, big hint, we do play to a click track, right? Like to a, beats per minute kind of thing. You map it out, and I know Johnny's covering his mouth, but boy, I tell you, Lauren was on that. And then we shot the video for Set to Begin in the practice space, and I think the first couple takes we just played the song. We were just playing it live, to know, it's not like we were miming it. We just played it live. And then I'm like, what would be really great if we could play this to the actual beats per minute that the song is, so that when we sync the video, it'll actually sync up, right? Exactly. So,
right.
And then so Lauren put on, he had his phone, and he put on a metronome just of like the beats per minute and set it on his drum set, and he was playing along to a visual click track. So he didn't even have headphones on or whatever. And we were dead on, weren't we, Johnny? I mean, like I couldn't believe it. He's like, hey, we stayed on the click the entire time. I couldn't believe it. Sorry, just in background inside.
No, that's great stuff, man. That's awesome.
At all, but it's just sort of behind the scenes stories.
I love that. I love the behind the scenes stuff. All right, so we got to talk about Dirty Wings and where that came from. If you're talking about Dirty Wings as a food item, a style of chicken wings is defined as double fried and double sauced. Would you say that's an accurate description of what?
So let me tell you that you were the first to ask that, and I will answer that directly. So when I was at a Christmas party last year, and someone, and when you're at like a relative's Christmas party and stuff, you can't really say, well, this sounds like Dinosaur Jr. meets like whatever, Wilco or something, because they're not going to know what you're talking about, right? So I mean, they might, but I'm saying family members and stuff. So I tried to be as general as possible. I was just like, I don't know, like Nirvana meets Tom Petty, and that's kind of just a general thing that I would say to somebody that isn't like entrenched in music.
Right.
So, but interestingly enough, the Dirty Wings reference is from a Nirvana song. So it's from the song Polly, right? Like, let me clip dirty wings.
Right,
so
right, okay.
So that's where I got the Dirty Wings from, and now Johnny is a Dirty Wings.
How do you feel about being a dirty wing, Johnny?
It's nice.
Yeah? Do you get double fried and double sauced before any show?
I don't get sauced before any show. I only did that once.
So the idea behind Dirty Wings, and I'm not, obviously, Polly is a dark song. I don't know if you know what the content is.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that Dirty Wings is an interesting concept because it's also like you can think of angel wings, but then they're also, that not every angel is clean. So, they're also dirty. And it kind of reminds me of, again, about the yin and the yang, right? Like there's a little bit of, there's a little bit of dark in every light and a little bit of light in every dark. So,
yeah, I get that. That's great.
Deep.
So there's some other influences on this album too. Tell me a little bit about that, like what you drew on and in terms of the songwriting and the style on some of these tracks.
It's interesting. A couple of the songs, I would say, are also influenced by Weezer, right?
Yeah.
Because I had mentioned that Loner was a song that came to me in just sort of like it was just one morning I woke up and I was like, wouldn't it be cool to write a song just about the talking in the song? You know, like the guy at the beginning's talking to his buddy, and he's like, "We're going to the party after the show. It's going to be the best." And then between the first and second verse, he's talking to a girl, and I'm like, what if the whole song was just about this guy meeting this girl and going to this party? Like, he'd never met her before. She asked him for a ride, and then I guess I put my own spin on it because I was like, well, he's a shy guy, she's a shy person. He's wondering if she's a loner like he is. You know, maybe they're perfect for each other.
You know what? I love that. I love the idea of like thinking about characters in a song or characters, you know, really in anything. It's like having a real life and you're sort of imagining like what's next for them in some way. You know, I love sequels. I love continuations, reimaginings. So there's this whole trend now and really film and television and stuff where, and it's been that way for a while, but you kind of turn a script on its head or whatever. Sometimes you get a sense of the villain as the hero and that sort of thing. So I love that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it actually does kind of tell a story. You know, sometimes songs don't really go anywhere, right? But that one actually kind of tells a story. And then also the song "What You Say" also I think has kind of a Weezer-y vibe to it because I know Johnny did the octave vocal on it. You know, the "Anytime to change, maybe you," and he's doing the "I wanna know," you know. So it's like that's very Weezer / Beach Boys-ish. And yeah, and that song, another behind-the-scenes thing, we rehearsed the night before we went into the studio. So
one of the songs we didn't rehearse at all and just recorded in the studio for the first time.
Yeah,
Meant to Be.
Meant to Be for sure was like that. Yeah. So, you know, I guess it was just kind of random, you know, and I do not want to compare us to the Beatles, but I know they would go in and just hit play or hit record and do stuff.
Yeah.
They had the money to do it, but we were kind of like, I know we rehearsed What You Say the night before, and then I was like, you know, like, can't put out a record with 9 songs. We need a 10th song. And so I had this acoustic song, the last one, Meant to Be, that I recorded in my basement. I just sent the tracks to Mike Hagler, the guy that produced the record. And then we just overdubbed bass and drums, and they played along to the acoustic version. So I didn't even do anything, you know. I was just like, oh, okay, this is cool, you know, and they were vibing on it for a little while, right? Did a couple takes, and that was pretty much it, and it ended up sounding great, I thought. So
yeah.
So let me give a shout out because I haven't done that before to Mike Hagler, who is the producer of the record. I did meet him through Woolworthy, so thank you Rudy and Rick and Mark, because he actually did the Electric Heartbreak mixing of the record, and I really liked how it turned out, you know, because he's got some really cool warm analog compressors and stuff that make stuff sound awesome. So I was like, I really like the vibe of this. So when I went, I called him, actually I think I emailed him, and he's like, yeah, you know, come to my studio and let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So I went to his studio first, and I was a little concerned because I was like, I don't know if he's going to do this or not. And when I talked to him, he's like, you know, I don't advertise. I only work by word of mouth. So, you know, but then he was like, you know, whatever you're doing, I'm in for it. You know, so I was happy. I was pleased with that. But it was, he's like, hey man, I don't advertise. So. But no, Mike he's an awesome dude, and we really got along well. He has a lot of cool stuff in his studio, and like we said, Johnny went nuts with with all the different things they had there. So there was a xylophone on Loner that we used. There was all kinds of cool shakers and all kind. We tried to throw, you know, as much sizzle onto it as we could, right?
Yeah.
And Johnny mentioned that the other day. It's like, you know, when you add that kind of stuff, and granted, the songs are pretty basic, right? Like there's some guitars, not too many guitars, one bass and drums. But then when you add the shakers and stuff, they kind of add something, you know. So
yeah, that's cool.
You don't sell the steak, you sell the sizzle.
You sell the sizzle. That's good. I like that. Yeah. So now that the album's out, are you guys like still bouncing around other bands? Are you what are you working on now?
So yeah, I still play in Woolworthy. We jam all the time, and they're still playing shows. I just played at Reggie's with them at the end of last month, and then I think Johnny's filling in another band right now too. But I'm hoping that this is his main gig because
that's just a one-off.
So much.
That's just a one-off. Yeah.
Yeah. Who else are you playing with, Johnny?
Starbender. It's another band that's not this one.
Yeah. So how do you guys keep it all straight? Like, what else do you do? How do you have time for anything else? Like, Dave, I know you got a couple kids, right? You're a hockey dad, is that right?
Yeah. You know, so my daughter is actually in college.
Yeah.
So, she's home right now, but she's gone during the school year, which is, we miss her very much. But at the same time, it does free up a little bit of time,
Yeah.
And then my son, though, yeah, he plays hockey like basically full time. So I'm driving him around to rinks, and it's interesting because I have some hockey dad friends that are also into rock and roll.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. Right, because I'll go to them, I'll talk to them. Oh man, did you hear about Ozzy Osbourne? I had a buddy that was just like completely broken up about it because he was a huge he was a Sabbath guy, And there's like,
yeah,
there's the solo Ozzy guys, and then there's like the original Sabbath guys. He was
right.
a Sabbath guy. He actually saw Sabbath, I think he said in 2012. But yeah, I mean, he was like, huge fan. So
yeah,
I'm sure everybody, everybody probably went down some kind of Ozzy wormhole at some point.
Yeah, as we tend to do. Who's a great like that? Tend to do that in mourning. You ever find a hockey stick in your guitar bag?
I have. There's a lot of hockey sticks floating around here. So, there's some that are broken, and I keep saying I'm going to do something with them because we end up like, my son comes home, I got this broken hockey stick. Okay, put it in the basement. So I have like 50 broken hockey sticks in the basement. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make the cool table, right? Have you ever seen like the table made out of hockey sticks?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to do this, but again, it's only so much time to do.
Yeah, that'd be great. I've seen people take scrap wood like that too, and like use like a resin and make a guitar out of it. That's something else you could do.
Maybe I should do that.
Make a guitar out of the broken hockey sticks.
Hockey sticks that people put like grill things on the end of and stuff, or when they're grilling and
yeah,
So, but no. In general, Johnny, you'll be pleased to know that I have a couple songs for the next album.
Great.
But I have not demoed them yet. But I got some good stuff coming.
Nice.
All right, that's great. Great teaser.
Sizzle.
So Johnny, what keeps you busy when you're not playing in your multiple bands, making music, recording music?
I teach and have a job, and I'm a dad, and all
that. Yeah. What do your kids do?
My son plays drums.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, we play sometimes together.
Yeah. Does he ever fill in for any of your musical projects at all?
He's only 15, so 16, he just turned 16, so not yet. No, he can't play bars.
That's great. Does he have your musicality? Does he get that from you?
I would say so. His mom is a bass player too. I think he's very talented. He's unfortunately inherited my laziness.
He is also 16 years old. Just because we think they're not doing anything, they might be doing something, So.
Yeah, that's true. And I see you have a turtle behind you, and I think you have a cat, maybe a dog.
Yeah, the dog wants in. I just texted the boy to let the dog in because I can hear her barking.
It's like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective over there.
It is.
I used to have more. I had a sugar glider. I had a rabbit, a guinea pig. One time I had a prairie dog.
Yeah. Wow. A prairie dog as a pet. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen a prairie dog as a pet before.
Prairie dog and a constrictor at the same time.
Wow. You didn't buy the one as food for the other, and then it just ended up being like a...
No, I have a bad habit of picking up pets that are problem children. Like my cat has she has an intestinal problem that causes her to fart a lot. So, and then my turtle here, he was an adult when I got him, and I got him 30 years ago. So, but he was like the last turtle they had. The guinea pig I had was sick. They were going to feed it to a snake unless I bought it. And my sugar glider was mean to people because it was a mated pair, and they sold it. They sold his girlfriend.
Wow.
So he was like pissed off. So he was
that'll do it.
Chewing on people's scalps and whatnot. So they were like, I was like, I'll take him.
Wait, Johnny, what is a sugar glider? I'm sorry, I don't know.
It's a little tiny mouse size. I don't have him anymore. I had him a long time. He passed away. But it's a flying possum from Australia. So he's about like long, and they get on top of stuff and then they glide like like flying squirrels.
Flying squirrels. Okay. Wow. Yeah, really.
So, Rob, I see, you're a man about town. I mean, I see you on social media. You're at concerts all the time.
I am these days. Yes.
And
you're
a really good photographer, too.
Thank you.
I mean, you're constantly taking like these. I mean, you're a live band photographer, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I've seen your work, man. I wish you were out here.
I know. I got to make it out to
Yeah.
Chicago and shoot you guys sometime for sure. That'd be great.
Yeah, because that's legit awesome stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's awesome.
No, for sure. I'm like, man, this guy's really talented.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And Johnny, you said you're a teacher. What do you teach?
Music.
Oh, a music teacher. Okay, great.
Yeah, Johnny's like he's active in the School of Rock, like.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, so and then I think you teach at a place too, right? It's like
I teach one-on-one lessons, and I teach at School of Rock too.
Cool.
Johnny, you're gonna have to start teaching me. I got to get back into guitar lessons. It's been a while, but I'm gonna have to take some virtual online lessons from you.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's been a while since I've done those.
He gives back, you know. He gives back to the community. I'm like the guy that like I can't even pass anything on to my kids. You know? I don't force it upon them. I guess I have a lot of musician friends that are like, oh yeah, my kid does this and that, and I always feel bad because I'm like, oh my.
Yeah.
I have a guitar in every room, and no one ever picks them up but me. So.
Dave, did you play sports as a kid?
I did. If you can believe it, I played tennis.
Tennis?
Yeah. You know, I stick to the Asian racket sport, you know.
Yeah.
No, but I played tennis in high school.
That's cool.
So,
not as cool as hockey, but that's cool. Tennis is cool.
Not as cool, not as manly, yeah. But
the hockey's a cool sport, man. You got to give it to that.
You know what I like? Well, actually, you know, whenever tennis is on, I tend to watch it too because it's like grueling, man. I mean, that's a workout. But hockey too is so much fun to watch. You know, I just love.
Yeah, it is.
I could watch any hockey game. I mean, like I'll walk in and you know my son's team will be playing, but he has to be there an hour before, and so you'll be watching the game before. You don't know any of the people in there, whatever. You're still watching the game. Like, man, this is a cool sport, you know.
Yeah, hockey's cool.
So physical and it's so demanding, you know. So and it's not like you can just. I mean, if you skate with the puck with your head down, you just get blasted, and it's legal. You know, like they can just kill you. So I mean, it's really interesting sport.
Right. Yeah, man, that's cool. Well, guys, thanks so much for coming on and talking about your music and your album. It's been a lot of fun. Dave, I know you were talking about maybe playing a song from the album, and we had talked a little bit about Loner, which we mentioned earlier is kind of a spiritual sequel or follow-up to that Weezer song, which I think might be kind of cool.
I got my guitar here. I can play it for you if you'd like.
I would love to hear it.
Yeah. Here it is. Johnny, I mean, feel free to, you know, jump in.
You want to tell me anything about that guitar before you start?
This is just This is a Mexican Martin, which is basically just, Johnny, do you know what these are made of? I don't even know, but it's something
actually, acoustics are not
not your forte. Yeah, but I will tell you, I went to the acoustic room at the Guitar Center, and I was just randomly grabbing guitars off the wall, and this one, for whatever reason, spoke to me, like it just felt good.
Yeah.
And so then when I went to purchase it, the guy was like, well, I just get you a brand new one from the back. We have brand new ones back there. And I'm like, no. I want the one I want this one. I want the one off the wall. Put the new one on the wall. I'm taking this one. So, you know, it had been played a little. It was on the wall, but by gum, it felt good.
Yeah, it's got a little warmth to it, you know? Like, you don't want one straight out of the factory or anything. You got to have one with a little bit of history to it. I like that black acoustic, though. That black Martin's great. That's nice.
Yeah, no, it's you know, I've played this out a lot just because I do play acoustic a little bit with, sometimes just by myself, like I'll play, and then I have another guy who's a hockey guy that I sometimes jam with too. Like he'll be like, hey, can you play this gig or whatever, and I'll just show up and play with him even if we don't practice or anything in it.
Cool.
It usually sounds pretty good. I'm going to take one of these out because I tried this. I just want to be able to hear with this. Okay, so again, this was the song called Loner. Like I said, it was sort of the... yeah, it's based on the Weezer song about going to a party with someone you just met. So, let me see. Driving around in a car with some strangers through town to a place we don't know, 'cause we met at the Rock and Roll Show. You needed a ride to get there. All your friends left and you didn't care. We made it. What would a girl like you want to do with me? I'm a loner there in the corner. What would a girl ever seeing me? I'm a loner. Are you a loner too? The band played it on. We smoked cigarettes out on the lawn. And someone went to buy some more beer. The cops followed him straight back to here. They busted it up real good, but we ran out the back through the woods. Laughed the whole way. What would a girl like you wanna do with me? I'm a loner there in the corner. What would a girl like you ever see in me? I'm a loner. Are you a loner too? I'm a loner too. I'm a loner too. Yeah. Driving around in a car with some strangers through town. To a place, yeah, a place we don't know. 'Cause we met at the Rock and Roll Show. Hey, I'm a loner. Hey, you're a loner. What would a girl like you wanna do with me? I'm a loner. Yeah, you're a loner too. I'm a loner. Yeah, you're a loner too. I'm a loner. Yeah, you're a loner too. You know what's funny too is like the beginning. It's kind of like the Queen song. I've heard that before, you know, but whatever. It's on.
Yeah, I think you should make this a thing. Is there are there any other characters in songs that you could write a new story for?
It's a great idea, you know.
Jack and Diane got divorced.
Yeah.
Oh, man, or Tommy and Gina from Bon Jovi, you know. Was that their names? Tommy used to work on the dock.
Yeah.
Gina worked the diner all day.
Yeah. What are they doing now? You got to write a song about
get
that.
Divorced? That's really sad. We need a happier ending than that.
I don't know. That's kind of sad. It's sad.
Jack ate too many chili dogs.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, you know, that's Jack. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Fucking down too many chili dogs.
I'm excited to see this album out in the world. I'm excited to see what you guys do next, and I'll definitely have to have you back on when you get that next album out too.
Well, thank you very much for having us, man. Anything we can do for you in the future, we'd love to. And don't let me offline. Make sure that I want to get you a copy of the vinyl. So
I will.
Yeah,
I will remind you of that.
Next week. So August 12th, I believe it's available for digital, and then we are selling them at the show on August 15th. So.
All right, Dave Suh and the Dirty Wings. Dave and Johnny, thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it. We'll talk again soon.
All right.
Thank you very much. Hello, this is Dave Suh from Dave Suh and the Dirty Wings. I'm with Johnny Furman, and our Every.Thing.After is a record called Set to Begin that's coming out on August 12th next week, and you can see us at the Montreux Saloon on August 15th. We're doing a big record release show, so thank you to Every.Thing.After for having us on the show.
Hey, this is Scott Paris. I want to do a quick shout out for Every.Thing.After podcast.
And my ETA.
My ETA is.
And my ETA.
And our Every.Thing.After is.
Our Every.Thing.After.
And my ETA is.
Oh, hey, how's it going? I know you've been going through some stuff. I think we all have. And it's not all bad. But maybe there's enough of that you feel like putting something good back out in the world. Maybe you pick up a guitar or a camera. Maybe you decide to do a podcast or finally write that book. Maybe it's all of those things. It's not the things that happen to us that define us so much as everything after. And that's what we talk about on the Every.Thing.After podcast, where we have conversations with musicians and artists and filmmakers and writers, just creatives who are striving to keep their sanity by doing the things that they love and following their passions. If that sounds like you, we hope you'll join our Every.Thing.After community on Instagram. And like, listen, and subscribe to our podcasts that release weekly on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Thanks for listening. Until the next thing.